Hello citizens of Tokusatsu Central, I am Jared Rand, and today we are going to be doing the review of the DX Kamen Rider build Magma Knuckle. So this is basically for Kamen Rider build's, secondary rider, and it's for his final form, also known as Kamen Rider Cross Magma. Now a little bit of an explanation on the absence. I've just been hard at work at the Abridged series, and there's just some stuff that's come up in life, nearing the end of the school year, and I'm making plans for more reviews and doing more stuff at home and all that stuff. So overall, it's just kind of been a little bit of a confusing time, and I have to straighten some stuff out. But basically, we're gonna get right into it. So let's just get this boy out of here. So the two things included in the set are the Dragon Magma full bottle, of course, and the Magma Knuckle itself. So here is the Dragon Magma full bottle, and it's basically taking the essence of the squash jelly, or the dragon squash jelly, and turning it into a full bottle of this form. Basically, that's how it was, created in the show. The dragon squash jelly was nearly destroyed and turned into rock, and so they purified it into this. And there's one small inaccuracy that I find extremely annoying. There's no shake function, even though in the show they clearly show it being able to shake. Otherwise, it can't be shaken. You can still turn the cap and all, but otherwise there's nothing you can normally do with a full bottle with this toy. But as you can see a little bit closer up, there are actually sculpted in dragons on the front, although because it's meant to look like rock, it kind of blends in a lot easier. But as you can see, there you go. There's some dragon boys up in there. So, as you see. But this basically, as your standard dragon full bottle would read, they're all read as the dragon full bottle. Instead of being something different like Magma, it instead reads it as dragon. So bringing out the driver build, here you go. It basically reads it as a dragon full bottle. And not as anything else. Because all of the cross items will read as dragon. So they could really do anything with the dragon full bottle. But we'll now move on to the main event, the Magma Knuckle. As you can see, the Magma Knuckle is basically a giant knuckle. That's the name describes. Okay, the handle I actually thought was going to be a little bit cumbersome and it was gonna fly around, but thanks to the way that the handle is done, the ridges inside of it and the actual sculpting of it, it allows you to hold it pretty solidly without it flopping around, which is pretty cool. You got some mechanical detailing up in there via the handle, which is on both sides, a button right here to press so that it can come over and you can do the rest of the attack, or at the henshin noise. You've got the two little full bottle-esque spots right here, one for the batteries and one that's actually read by the driver. And this one little button right down here spreads open the two orange things near the front. Speaker right there, and on the top is the full bottle port, where you can basically take any full bottle, it doesn't read them, and just place them in. And to take out your full bottle, you just press that and you pull it out. And then on the front, you see you've got a lot of pretty nice orange detailing. These golden knuckle bits right there. Some red right along there. And revealing the new design, you've got more red in there as well. And a button. And a light, of course, which this toy does have lights, which is pretty cool. What I kind of like is that it's got these black things right here that make it look a lot like a dragon. So with a mix with the head and the wings, it looks like an actual dragon on the front. So we can just take this out and start fiddling around with it. So now that we're a bit closer, we can demonstrate some of the sound effects. So you press the button. That was the first attack that you get in the show. Basically, he would take the Magma Knuckle, press that, try to make an attack, but it wouldn't make that much of a difference without a full bottle placed inside of it, which we're going to do right now. So it says bottle burn, and this time when you hold it down, so you get an actual, fully fledged attack noise out of it. So, there you go. That's basically all you get on its own. But with the build driver... Alright, so one quick thing that you need to know before we start doing the transformation. The Magma Knuckle makes the build driver extremely front heavy. So if you're doing this on any flat surface or anything, make sure you have something to counterbalance it, so that it doesn't end up actually ruining anything on your sets or anything like that, or ruining the immersion of a video that you are currently making, such as in my previous take that I did for this video. But, might as well just get to it. Press the button right there, and let's get to it. Place it in, and you get... So you see there are lights coming out of this guy and in this guy. And there you have your transformation noise into Cross Magma, which is slowly becoming one of my favorite forms in the show, but I still prefer the colors of Great Cross much, much more. Still, this is a decent setup for it. As you can see when busted open, you get this much more compact design, but still it kind of starts messing with the fundamentalisms of the build driver as it covers up a portion of the actual dial. So that portion you cannot see anymore. But it's okay. Once again, it's a little bit front heavy, so you have to kind of counterbalance it somehow. Now, the way that the attack works is, I believe it's 1 to 4 times, and you will get the attack, and then you'll get the finish if you do it anymore. And now for the finish. I also forgot to explain the name and the title itself. Kokuri Fukiniku Kurozu Magma translates out to the burning muscle or the red hot muscle cross magma. And then the acha basically translates out to a onomatopoeia for being burnt in some way or having any sort of searing realizations or being physically burned in any way. So it's kind of like the stepping on hot coals type of thing. But, let me take this out. One little thing not known about this guy, although it might be to some other people, you can get the isolated guitar music if you don't have a full bottle inside. Kind of like when you have no full bottle inserted into the Cross Dragon. Although the light will not go off. basically an instrumental, which I kind of enjoy that they've been keeping that in there, and I hope they do that for the Great Cross Dragon. Oh, also, I'm going to have a little bit of an update near the end, so, yeah, get wrecked. And, of course, there is a finisher. But it's basically just the finisher for the Cross Dragon, so really doesn't, do much for the actual toy. But now that we've got that over with, we can get into my final thoughts. So overall, the Magma Knuckle is actually a pretty cool, toy for the line, especially considering what Build has been doing with its line so far and not really having the best of playability. This continues to have some of those problems, but overall is a pretty solid toy. Once again, the paint apps and usual stuff that you would expect from a Bandai toy are all there and beautifully done. Especially the noises, I would have to admit, are some of my favorite from the Build line overall, and might be my favorite guitar riff out of Japan. Although that might change considering all the anime I'm watching. Check out my other channel for that. And the overall design of the toy is pretty cool as well. And I like how they were able to integrate the whole handle design and not necessarily ruin the fundamentals of a toy with a handle. It's very easy to hold, and when flinging it around, it doesn't necessarily slip or flip around in your hand while you're, punching. So overall, I would definitely say this is a great toy for the Build line and a great way to end Cross's library of toys. So, a little bit of an update on what's going to go on with my channel. My birthday is coming up soon, and I decided that, hey, why not just leave the rest of the Toku stuff of the collection off to my birthday instead of leaving it off to just me buying shit. Of course, I am going to get the new dial fighter and the new trigger machine, which are crane and drill and scissors and blade. So I'm going to be getting those soon. But otherwise, there aren't going to be many new toy reviews because I'm going to be saving the rest of that stuff for either my birthday or Image Anime, because I am going to be going to Image Anime soon, because it's kind of a yearly thing that I like to do. So I like Image Anime. Screw off. So that's basically about it. Like if you enjoyed the video that much, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment if you want to ask any questions about the actual toy. You can check out my Instagram, rand.jared, check out my other YouTube channel, Jared the Collector New, and of course, if you can, check out my Stardust app, and check out my Discord. It's the land of otaku, so it's probably linked in the About page, so yeah. And I will see my fellow citizens of Tokusatsu Central next time when I review the DX Deep Spectre Icon.